I woke up at 4 a.m. every morning to meditate for a year. This is what happened. Hey y'all, I'm Reed and welcome back to my show, your go-to destination for self-improvement and manifesting your dreams into a reality. Here we dive deep into practical tips and inspiring stories to unlock your full potential and create the life you've always desired. I woke up at 4 a.m. to meditate every morning for a year. Yeah, a year. Today, I will be sharing with you all about my experience so you can decide if that's something you would like to try for yourself. I will be sharing the extreme benefits and the not so great side effects, why I decided to do it in the first place, and how you too can benefit from an early morning routine. We're gonna cover it all. And don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel so you never miss an episode. Let's get into it. The benefits of a meditation practice can be life-changing. Studies have shown that a daily meditation practice can help reduce anxiety, increase self-awareness, improve sleep, increase focus. The list goes on and on. I have found through my own meditation practice that when I'm meditating daily, my day just flows easier and I find myself manifesting what I actually want. I'm also able to trust my intuition more and just have an overall sense of trust in the universe. Now, many of you are asking, Reed, why did you have to get up at 4 a.m. to meditate? Why couldn't you have meditated at 8 a.m., 10 a.m., literally any other time in the day? Well, to answer that question, let's go back to the beginning. I first started meditating regularly when I was 18 years old. I immediately started to experience the benefits and it very quickly became a part of my daily life. I've always felt my best first thing in the morning, so a daily morning meditation practice became a non-negotiable for me. Fast forward to about 5 years ago is when I discovered Kundalini Yoga. Kundalini Yoga is an ancient yogic practice that focuses on breath, mantra, chanting, and holding different poses. And after my first class, I was hooked. I began to practice Kundalini Yoga and meditation regularly, and I began to see my life transform. I was showing up in the world as the most confident, grounded, and empowered version of myself. And I finally decided to take the plunge and get certified as a Kundalini Yoga and meditation instructor. Getting certified as a Kundalini Yoga teacher was something that I never thought I would do, but it just felt so right to me at the time. During my teacher training course, I took my practice very seriously, so much so that I committed to a sadhana. Sadhana, which in Sanskrit stands for daily spiritual practice, is the time you set aside each day to meditate. And the Amrit Vela stands for 3 hours before the dawn, which they say takes place between 4 a.m. and 7 a.m. And in Kundalini Yoga, it is recommended that you do your sadhana during the Amrit Vela. So that means waking up at 4 a.m. to meditate. The reason why they recommend to meditate at 4 a.m. during the Amrit Vela is because it is said that that is the time when your mind is clear enough to receive the downloads from the universe and you harness the energy of the rising sun. Some might say that sounds a bit woo-woo, but I was not half-assing it. I went for it. And the first morning I woke up at 4 a.m. to meditate, whoa. There is something so powerful about waking up before the rest of the world and setting aside some sacred time just for yourself. I was surprised that during and after my meditation, I had this coursing energy through my veins. And after my meditation, I went through my day with such clarity and purpose, I literally felt high all day long. I also feel like when you set your mind on doing something that's challenging, you commit, you give your word to yourself, and you follow through, you gain loads of confidence and self-esteem. I returned to my yoga mat the next morning, and then the next, and then the next, until waking up at 4 a.m. to meditate was just a part of my life. I enjoyed my sadhana because it was my time with myself that was completely free from distraction and it was all mine. It was special. I love the feeling of being awake when everyone else was asleep. It was such a sacred time for me and it really got me through some tough times. Starting my morning with this powerful practice really kept me focused on how I can grow and evolve each day. I made some major life changes in the time I was doing sadhana, and the mental clarity I got allowed me to feel confident enough to make some big life changes and to really take some big risks. After my morning sadhana, I'd make some coffee and I'd journal for about 30 minutes and just emptying all my thoughts out to the page after I'd gotten so much clarity from my meditation, it made me feel so good. However, over time, the inevitable happened. I got tired. I began not to feel as energized as I did at the beginning of my 4 a.m. journey, but even in moments of being extremely tired, I still pushed through because in the moment I thought the benefits I was getting from my 4 a.m. practice were worth the sleep deprivation. Doesn't really make that much sense in hindsight. I found myself extremely sleep deprived, and I just refused to take naps out of fear of not being productive during the day. It was bad. I was so tired all day long. I started to get this brain fog. I held on to my morning practice for dear life until it crossed all the way over into no man's land. I cannot stress the importance of adequate sleep. And if I was wanting to get a solid 8 hours, that meant I had to go to sleep at 8 p.m., which over time wasn't really feasible for me. I would wake up and feel so energized and good for the first few hours of the day, but then by noon, I was so tired. In hindsight, if I expected myself to stick with my 4 a.m. practice, I should have adjusted other aspects of my life that would make my 4 a.m. practice possible. Things like earlier bedtimes, taking naps, maybe waking up at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. some mornings, or perhaps even taking a few days off. It's so easy in life to discover a new habit and then take that new habit too far, which I definitely did here. If you do decide to do this 4 a.m. practice, it is important to note that there will come a time when your 4 a.m. practice no longer serves you. Listen to your body and your heart for when it's time to let that practice go, or just put it on pause for a bit. So to recap, the benefits of waking up at 4 a.m. are I felt energized in the beginning. I felt confident, powerful, and in alignment with my higher self. My intuition was so loud and clear, I was able to walk through tough moments in life with ease, and it just felt really good to get up early and get a head start on the day. I felt extremely productive during that time, so for anyone looking to increase their productivity, waking up early is a must. It doesn't even have to be 4 a.m. Maybe it's just 6 or 7. And now, the setbacks. Pretty much the biggest setback is just lack of sleep, because if you're not getting enough sleep, how can you show up as your best self during the day? Also, make sure you know when to press pause in your habit. You don't want to burn out or make yourself sick. If I could go back, I would totally do it all again. I grew so much during that time. And the biggest thing I learned was we can't expect the world to show up for us unless we show up for ourselves. By waking up at 4 a.m. to meditate, I was choosing myself and dedicating myself to my own growth. If you're interested in waking up at 4 a.m. to meditate, give it a try. Your experience will be uniquely your own, just as my experience is entirely my own. And if you're not into meditation but you just want to be more productive, try waking up early, maybe 5 a.m. That sounds like a pretty reasonable time. Isn't there that thing called the 5 a.m. club? Well, we can make the 4 a.m. club. Your meditation doesn't even have to be a Kundalini yoga meditation. It could just be waking up, doing a guided meditation, doing whatever meditation you'd like. Just taking some time for yourself at the beginning of the day has powerful benefits. That is it for today's episode. Thank you so much for joining. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss any future episodes, and I'll see you at the 4 a.m. club.